What up, Scale? Welcome to Bar Vibes and Bars. Before figuring out raw reaction and interacting with the masses. No subject is safe. You hear the people, the noises, but that's the point because without the people, what is the point? Embrace some vibrations. We're gonna keep it nice and simple today because today is not about football, more so about America. I voted today. You voted today. You voted today. You voted today. Hey, listen. I don't give a shit about who you voted for today as long as you voted, and that's all. It all honestly matters to me, and that is what it is. You know we gotta start with them guys, with them birds, with them eagles. Go birds! Do we have to talk about Saquon's fucking backwards fucking hurdle? You could look it up on the internet and talk about it as much as you want. I love that he and if you go back and see that he talked to Shady. Shout out to Shady McCoy in the Eagles Hall of Fame. Well deserved leader in Eagles history for rushing yards. And he said, I just instincts. Two players who just make plays. Love that conversation. AJ Brown is hurt again, which is okay. It's not something that we're concerned with. It's day to day. He was walking around. It's okay. I think a lot of people's biggest takeaway from this is that Nick Sirianni is making calls that, on one hand, people are like, he should do that, and on the other hand, people are like, what the fuck is he doing? So we are on two. People are on two different sides of this thing.
Dumb people who don't know math are on the sides of go with your gut. Smart people are like, no, we should have done everything he did. Same.
Shout out to Noel. And that was Nolan Mike. Me personally, you got 9 points. Go get them. You got 9 points. Go get them. If I'm the kicker, I'm like, do you not trust me? But anywho, the fact that they did not call Saquon's fumble back, you see it on the replay where he touched his leg. He goes down. This was what the ref's explanation was he touched him and then he touched his player, so now he's up. In what world is that ever a thing? Again, I'm not going to harp on anything except for the fact that this team is playing exceptionally well. We are getting a team in the Eagles where they're playing very well despite the decisions of their coaches. Playing very well. I don't know what Nick Sirianni was thinking. When I was talking to it with, people that I was watching the game with, it felt like Nick was like trying to like one up Doug Peterson just because he was in town. We don't need that, man. For what? Why? Go out there and win a football game. That is it. And they did. Shout out to Nakobe Dean. What a play. I love that he was talking about like, hey, I watched film. I've been beat by this play multiple times in practice, and he learned. At the end of the day, Eagles are 6-2, and you got to move forward. They didn't make any moves. Eagles didn't for the trade deadline, but I don't think that it needs to because, okay, at the beginning of the season, we had some glaring needs, but as the season has moved forward, those needs have been filled because their second-year players or third-year players have been stepping up. Kudos. Go Birds. E-A-G-L-E-S. Eagles. Go Birds. Titans Jets. They had a very early fumbling issue from Stroud, and then he fumbles, and then Brees also fumbles. So they cancel them out. Corley. He drops the ball before going into the end zone. I've seen this before. Deshaun Jackson. And in this situation, they didn't pick up the ball. So I'm not even going to justify it. You do not drop the ball before you get in the end zone. Hand it to the ref. Or if you see the logo, then you drop the ball. This man was so excited. This would have been his first career touchdown. What are you doing? Excuse me, that was a burp. The lack of pass rush helped missing Nico and now Stephon Diggs with the Texans. And my second favorite running back in the league is Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon is a monster. I know he is pissed off that he got hurt after his first week. I mean, he had 159 yards in his first week, and then he got kicked out, or he got hurt because of the hip drop tackle where his ankle got rolled up on. Joe Mixon he will punish you. And he also will do what he needs to do in open space to make you miss. Joe Mixon is a monster. Devontae Adams got fucked up in this game. It was a questionable one-handed catch by Garrett Wilson, but it was a catch. And I don't know what Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams are doing. They finally connect. Devontae Adams' first catch for the Jets, for a touchdown. Again, CJ Stroud needs to be better in the red zone. That's just it. Commanders, Giants. Devontae Banks, the cornerback for the Giants, is a bum. He is a bum. When your coaching staff has to openly say, hey, yeah, he's still starting, you probably shouldn't be starting. And it's wild because I think that in this game, Brian Dable was like, I mean, we're not anywhere near where we need to be. So yeah, fuck it. We're just gonna let Daniel Jones just run the football, and he was running it like a monster in the first half. He was taking chances. He didn't care whether he was getting hit or not. But the Giants players, there's no player on the Giants team that strikes fear in the heart of other teams. And then on the other side, I don't need. Jaden Daniels needs to learn how to slide. This man almost hurt himself trying to slide on a play where he had to clear first down. And moving forward, they need to make sure that he knows this is your game. Sure, you can run. Slide, young man. Slide. Dan Quinn's getting the best out of his players. I saw a lot of criticism where they're like, oh, he's a defensive coach. Dan Quinn's getting the best out of his players. It hurts my heart to say that they are a solid 7-2. And yeah, Giants, you can call it, man. It's done. Titans, Patriots. You got two mediocre quarterbacks. One is a rookie. The other is a guy who's been in the league. Drake May is going to get himself hurt the way he plays. I watched him make great runs, and then instead of like, you can see the defenders like letting him slide. He's like, nope. And then he runs into a person. He's gonna get a real bad shoulder injury, or he's gonna get a real bad knee injury. Teach this man how to slide. I like. So, okay. You watch the whole game, and you're like, oh, this is boring as shit. And then Drake May decides, fuck it. Let's make this a game. This man ran for probably 15 yards, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And then a throw to the corner, only to lose in overtime. The Patriots front office needs to understand this is not the Patriots of old. Just leave it alone. Rick just looked at me like, yes. Raiders, Bengals. The Raiders do not have an identity. I don't know what they do well. I have no clue what the Raiders do well. I have no idea. That pick six was pretty dope. The DB read it like it was LeVar Burton on a fucking Saturday morning. I can fly on this high. Take a look. It's in a book. He reading rainbowed that pick, which is pretty dope. The Bengals walk off. You got to do it. I respect it. I didn't think that the Bengals were going to do this, but 40 points, can't argue it. My other two takeaways from this game, Antonio Pierce has a Gardner Minshew issue. You bench him for a quarterback who then gets hurt, and you put him back in, and you bench him again for a quarterback who is terrible. Spencer Rattler is awful. He clearly does not like Gardner Minshew. And then Tom Brady having a stake with the Raiders. Tom Brady bashed the refs, but he's also not allowed to do that because he owns part of the Raiders stake. So what do they do moving forward? I don't know. You don't know. I don't know. Bills, Dolphins. Bills' run defense is trash. Achane was moving the rock like Fred Flintstone on a dinosaur. It was bad. But yet, Bills hooping. Jalen Ramsey citing a bad pass from Tua pick, but my biggest thing is I see Mac Hollins, and it still pisses me off. If you don't know who Mac Hollins is, Eagles drafted him, was nothing. And Mac Hollins is out there hooping. I think that Josh Allen plays hero ball too much, where it's like, I don't give a fuck. I'm Josh Allen. Look at me. I'm bigger than everybody else. At some point, it's not going to be the answer. I didn't realize that Achane wears the Guardian cap, which is, I mean, to each his own. And the Dolphins haven't won in Buffalo since 2016. Hate to see it. 61-yarder to win it. I'm getting the Wakanda Forever from Alan, who's British and not black, which is hilarious. 61-yarder to win it from the Bills, from a kicker who has been awful. Hate to see it. Vikings, Colts. The biggest thing from this is Jordan Addison's dad was on Twitter, like capping, and I again hate saying capping, but for Jordan Addison, who had a fantastic one-handed catch, and he's mad that he's not being targeted more. Yeah, of course not, because they have fucking Jordan Jefferson on his team. Why would I be doing that? Weird. They put Richardson back in as they should have, but they didn't. The point has been proven. Joe Flacco did not have a great game. He has cement in his feet, where it's like you see lineman running towards you, and he moves to his left, and then what? Richardson is in the game because he can make plays with his feet. They put Sam Darnold back down to earth, throwing dumbass picks, forcing the ball. I heard an announcer be like, Sam Darnold looking to his left the whole time. The sun wasn't rising, Sam. Look to this way. But they settled down. The Vikings did in the fourth. There was no threat from the Colts, and the Vikings defense. I wasn't talking to you.
Talking to the people.
Sure, because without the people, facts. The Vikings defense won despite the offensive turnovers. My favorite thing from this is Harrison Smith has been in this league for a long time. I want to say like 12, 13 years. The greatest Harrison Smith, white safety, just out there just making plays. Love that. Rams Seahawks. The Seahawks are the kings of long downs. Whether it be 2nd and 16, 3rd and 14, 3rd and 13, 2nd and 12. And then you get the Seahawks have to evaluate their center because he throws that ball over the head all the time. One of my other favorite things from this is Tyler Lockett has been on the Seahawks for like what, 12, 14, 16, 18 years? I don't know. Didn't look it up because I don't want to know. He went from having like a full-on shape-up to he's bald now. And had 2 monster touchdowns. Cooper Kupp was back. He had 12 receptions, and then Puka Nacua got kicked out in the first quarter for punching a dude in the face. I mean, can't see it. Can't do it. Oh, yeah, no, 100%. No, the dude hit him first for 100%. But this is not the first time he's done it. This is the first time he got caught doing it. Geno Smith with his pick 6 or in the red zone. I don't know. And then he threw another red zone pick. What are you doing? I don't agree with throwing the 3 points in overtime. I understand the rules, but what are you going to do here? What? Packers Lions. This is my shortest evaluation because it was a fucking demolish. Jordan Love is addicted to throwing interceptions. Addicted to it. I feel like that he's still injured, but he's trying to compensate. It was a rainy game. Amon-Ra St. Brown hates the Green Bay Packers. When you show up in a hoodie that says Green Bay Packers suck, yeah. Somebody said something to him that he didn't like. The Lions defensive coordinator will be a head coach very soon. He was hooping. And that's all I have to say. Other than that, Jahmyr Gibbs is a beast. Jahmyr Gibbs is a beast. Saints Panthers. I remember when they were saying, like, oh, Saints 2-0. Juggernauts. No, that's not a thing. They're not. They've lost 7 in a row. If I'm Chris Olave, I am on Derek Carr's heels. You threw that ball to me in the middle of the field, I got my bell rung because you want to be that aggressive. That's my second concussion in 2 games. Also, Alvin Kamara has to be over this shit. Big ups to Bryce Young for being professional and doing the minimal to win a game that nobody expected them to win. Andy Dalton, a healthy scratch because he's Andy Dalton. Just collecting a check. Red Ryder BB gun. Miles Sanders out there stealing money. Hey, my favorite part is that Xavier Legit is my favorite player in the league. His accent is crazy. I'm allergic. They asked him if he was allergic to see. I'm allergic. The Dallas, I don't know. I'm not saying it. And the Falcons. Can they stop talking about how Brandon Aubrey has to do jury duty? Who cares? I don't care. Show up for work, bitch. CeeDee Lamb, Dak Prescott. That's all you got. You know what's crazy? Now you don't have them. They lost. I like Drake London. You and me at the London. They moved him to the slot, and he's just taking advantage of smaller corners. He had 6 touchdowns in his career before Kirk got there. Now he has 6 touchdowns this year. He did the headstand celly, which was dope, and then he got hurt after that, which is hilarious. Dak Prescott's hurt. He's out. He's on the IR for at least 4 weeks. And Cooper Rush is in the game now and will be in for the next 4 weeks. I don't like this. I don't. But at the same time, Dallas lost. And my question is, are they still them boys? Broncos, Ravens. Derrick Henry gets his 100th touchdown of his career, and then Bo Nix goes out and scores a touchdown. Is Bo Nix wide receiver 1? No, he's not, but it's funny. The Broncos had a lot of penalties in the red zone, and that was what was killing them. But also what was killing them that is the Ravens are fire. Then they get fucking Deontay Johnson from the Panthers, who is a decoy now because Zay Flowers was all over the field. I got Zay Flowers in fantasy, and I didn't even put him in. It was a flat-out ass-kicking. That's all I got to say. Ravens. Bears-Cardinals. The Cardinals running the shit out of the football. Goddamn. I don't know what to say about the Bears coaching because Eberflus needs to go. You are now 0-4 on the road, 4-0 at home. Caleb Williams had a lot of time, but he also has a lot of drops. But play calling means a lot. Eberflus needs to go. He's incompetent. I feel bad for Bears fans because this is not what your team should look like right now. Cardinals, sure, I don't know. This is about the Bears being incompetent. This is about the Bears front office being incompetent. Chargers, Browns. This is a similar situation where Jameis comes in and throws his 100th pick. 100. And he threw 3 in this game. 3. 3 picks in one game. The Browns cannot run with Nick Chubb because they're always behind. The identity of the Browns was get ahead and then run it down their throats. Nope, they can't do it. They were doing like that pitch play at halftime. I don't know why teams do that. Herbert looks 100%. They're letting him push the ball down the field. They're letting him make decisions at the line. Chargers, looking good. Chiefs, Bucks. The Chiefs have unleashed DeAndre Hopkins, and the rich get richer. This is bad. He had 2 touchdowns, and even when Mahomes looked injured, they were still good. Antoine Winfield Jr. almost sealed the game, and yet with another Mahomes interception. Peace out, Kimo Saab. Go Birds! The Bucs should have gone for 2. That's a cowardly move. If you look at the game, Baker Mayfield knew when the Chiefs won the coin toss in overtime. He went like this. He knew it was over. Chiefs 8-0. Bucs, you fucked up. Mustard on a beat. Hate. The trades, Darius Smith to the Lions. Fucking hate that. They get a pass rusher to make up for Hutchinson being out for the season. That's terrible. Marshawn Lattimore to the Commanders. I understand why they did it because they're worried about their pass rush not being adequate. And then you get Mike Williams to Pittsburgh. Ugh, that's nothing. It's because Mike Williams didn't want to be where he was at. The Jason Kelce incident where he spiked this man's phone into the fucking Earth's core because he called his brother the F word about absolutely nothing. If you see Jason Kelce walking down the street with a 12-pack in his hand and a beer, you might want to not mess with him, but he did. And then you get Joel Embiid pushing a reporter because he talked about his deceased brother and his son. Don't want to do that. Non-sports, but sports. Drake is heartbroken. He saw DeMar DeRozan, and didn't speak to him, was mad that he got his jersey retired, and then waited for him to walk away to call him a bitch-ass nigga. He's mad. He's mad about a lot of reasons, but it is what it is. Listen, if you voted today, vote for who you voted for. I don't care, but you voted. Big ups to the first day. Stay focused and be great. Take a sip. Let's get it together.